Farmer protest toolkit probe. Environment activist Disha Ravi now arrested. Slapped with the sedition charge. The 22-year-old edited and circulated the toolkit. The police says there's a larger conspiracy against the government. Disha told the court, didn't make toolkit, edited just 2 lines. Activist or propagandist, whichever way, is sedition being misused? Top Focus, 7:30 p.m.
Good evening, you're watching To The Point. I'm Preeti Chaudhary. Let's tell you what else has happened. Alleged Khalistani link has also surfaced over the 22-year-old climate activist Disha Ravi's arrest in the Greta Toolkit probe case. The Delhi police says that the pro-Khalistani group Poetic Justice Foundation contacted Disha, untraceable activist Nikita, to create a Twitter storm before Republic Day. Disha, Nikita and others were part of a Zoom meet with Poetic Justice Foundation's Mo Dhaliwal right ahead of 26 January. The police claims that the main agenda of the meet was to create unrest in India in the garb of farmer stir, and that behind this toolkit there was a larger conspiracy to malign the Indian government. Disha was arrested on Saturday night, on the night of 14th February, for allegedly drafting and sharing the toolkit with Greta. She has now been sent to police custody for 5 days. The Delhi police has revealed that Disha Ravi suggested Greta to delete the old toolkit once incriminating details were inadvertently leaked by the teen activist. While the police claims she edited the document multiple times, Disha admits editing the toolkit twice.
On 11th January, Nikita and Shantanu, I repeat, on 11th January, Nikita and Shantanu attended a Zoom meeting organized by Poetic Justice Foundation, in which the modalities of the Global Day of Action were worked out. Based on the course of action decided in the Zoom meeting, Nikita, Shantanu, Disha and others collaborated towards the draft of the toolkit. मकसद ये था कि टूल किट को इतना प्रोपेगेट किया जाए वर्ल्ड वाइड कि जो हमारी एम्बेसीज बाहर इंडिया से एम्बेसीज जो बाहर है उनके खिलाफ भी प्रदर्शन हो और जो इंडिया का जो इमेज है उसको टार्निश किया जाए, और इसलिए जो भी बड़े जैसे इनकी फॉलोइंग ज़्यादा है उनको इसमें रोप इन किया गया.
All right, so this is what happens, but a fair amount of politics has also happened on the sidelines. Politics erupting, understandably, over the 22-year-old climate activist Disha Ravi's arrest. Congress MP Rahul Gandhi tweeted out saying that India will not be silenced and, in fact, the government is scared, not the nation. Congress leader Priyanka Gandhi tweeted out saying that the government is actually scared of a defenseless young 22-year-old girl. The Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal also slammed the arrest, calling it unprecedented attack on democracy. The left, Shiv Sena, RJD, all condemned Disha's arrest. The BJP has now hit out at the opposition over expressing solidarity with Disha. BJP IT cell chief Amit Malviya accused the left of using young, impressionable minds as cannon fodder for their politics. Bengaluru BJP MP PC Mohan also defended her arrest, saying age is a number, but crime is crime. International support has also poured in for Disha, with even the Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan and US Vice President's niece Meena Harris tweeting to condemn her arrest.
I can only see a young girl who's spoken for the farmers, and I see the youth actually getting all the motivation to speak, because they are very well educated, they are reading, they're watching, and they're seeing what is happening with the farmers. Yes, there'll be an uproar because people are seeing the wrongdoings against the farmers.
A country which is not afraid of China can't possibly be afraid of Disha, right? And if there is a conspiracy involved, which the government says there is, then they should make Greta Thunberg an accused. We'll make Rihanna an accused.
गिरफ्तारी उनको प्राथमिकता दर्ज हुई है उसके आधार पर गिरफ्तारी होती है। उनको भी अपने आप को डिफेंड करने का अधिकार है, लेकिन पुलिस को किसी फैब्रिकेटेड मामला बता करके, दिखा करके या प्रयास करके किसी के साथ प्रताड़ना की कार्रवाई नहीं करनी चाहिए।
साजिशी सुपारी का सिंडिकेट है, उसका ये भारत बैशिंग ब्रिगेड है। और इस साजिशी सुपारी के सिंडिकेट के भारत बैशिंग ब्रिगेड की एक लंबी लिस्ट है और उसमें बहुत से लोग हैं। बहुत से लोग ऐसे हैं जो पॉलिटिकल पार्टी में भी अभी अपना वर्चस्व दिखा रहे हैं। बहुत से लोग ऐसे हैं जो कि देश के अंदर बैठ करके देश में भारत की छवि कैसे ख़राब हो इसके षड्यंत्र साजिशों में लगे हुए हैं, उनमें से ये लोग हैं।
I want to connect right now to Nolan Pinto, my colleague who's reporting from Bengaluru, where Disha was picked up late last night. I have Tanseem Haider. He's joining me from Delhi. He's going to give us the entire angle on what is it that Delhi police has seen which befits the charge of sedition. I have Vidya, who's reporting from Mumbai, because viewers, the buck doesn't quite stop right now with Disha Ravi. There are two other activists against which a non-bailable warrant has been put forth. I want to connect immediately first through Tanseem. Tanseem, अगर आप हमें इसका डिटेल बता सकते हैं तंसीम, ऐसा क्या था उस टूल किट में जो दिशा कह रही है कि उसने टूल किट तो लिखा नहीं, उसने 2 लाइन थी जो उसमें एडिट की, उसमें क्या एडिट किया? क्योंकि मैं उसी टूल किट को पढ़ रही हूं तंसीम कि सेडिशन का चार्ज वायबल है।
जी देखिए, इस जो टूल किट डॉक्यूमेंट्स की बात की जा रही है उसको एडिट किया गया है। उसमें दिल्ली पुलिस का ये कहना है कि उसमें जो वर्ड बाय वर्ड जो चीज़ें डिस्क्राइब की गई, जो चीज़ अपलोड की गई, जो चीज़ अलग अलग सोशल मीडिया प्लेटफॉर्म्स में डाली गई, उसके ज़रिए ये साबित होता है कि हिंदुस्तान में किसी न किसी तरह किसान आंदोलन को लेके अशांति फैलाई जाए और देश में अस्थिरता पैदा की जाए। ये दिल्ली पुलिस का कहना है, जिसके चलते उन्होंने ये भी बोला है कि इसमें कई बड़े लोग इन्वॉल्व थे, वो कनाडा से हों या मलेशिया से हों या फिर हिंदुस्तान में बैठे अलग अलग जगहों पे लोग हों। उन्होंने जूम मीटिंग्स की हैं इस जो 26 जनवरी से पहले, उस जूम मीटिंग के ज़रिए। यही वजह है प्रीति कि इसमें धारा 120B लगाई गई है 120B क्रिमिनल कॉन्स्पिरेसी की, कि इसको प्लान करके इस कॉन्स्पिरेसी तैयार की गई थी, जो कि हिंदुस्तान के ख़िलाफ़ ऐसी चीज़ें कही जा रही थी इस आंदोलन को लेके कि ये ऐसे स्टेप बाय स्टेप करना है 26 जनवरी को। तो लिहाजा इस वजह से इसमें देशद्रोह का मामला लगाया गया है। दिल्ली पुलिस का कहना है कि फ़िलहाल जो FIR हुई है, वो पहली FIR जो हुई वो अज्ञात लोगों के ख़िलाफ़ हुई, अननेम्ड है, उसमें नेम्ड नहीं है लोग। अब उसमें जैसे जैसे इन्वेस्टिगेशन आगे बढ़ता जा रहा है, लोग उसमें नाम शामिल किए जा रहे हैं उनके एक्यूज़्ड के, जिनमें निकिता जैकब का नाम है, शांतनु का नाम है, दिशा का नाम है। तो ये सारे नाम, और भी नाम इसमें ऐड होंगे जो लोग जूम मीटिंग में मौजूद थे या फिर विदेश में बैठ के कोई साजिश कर रहे थे। तो दिल्ली पुलिस का क्लियर कहना है, हाँ, अगर कुछ ऐसा इन्वेस्टिगेशन में आता है कि कुछ ऐसे लोग भी हैं जिनके खिलाफ सेडिशन के चार्जेस नहीं बनते हैं, तो उनको उससे सेपरेट अलग भी किया जा सकता है। ये कोई हार्ड एंड फास्ट रूल नहीं है कि अगर FIR में लिखा गया।
तंसीम, मैं और रिपोर्टर्स के जाने से पहले आपसे फिर एक सवाल करूंगी कि ये जो दिशा के ऊपर सेडिशन का चार्ज है, अब वो क्या देख के लगाया गया है? क्योंकि अगर आप टूल किट पूरा ही पढ़ लें, मतलब ट्विटर स्टॉर्म क्रिएट करिए, आप मोबिलाइज करिए लोगों को प्रोटेस्ट में, देशद्रोह का मामला यहां पर किस जगह पे पकड़ा गया है?
जी देखिए, मैं आपको बता दूं कि दिस इज़ द मैटर ऑफ इंटायर साइबर फॉरेंसिक इन्वेस्टिगेशन। ये साइबर फॉरेंसिक इन्वेस्टिगेशन ये है कि इसमें जगह जगह पे इस डॉक्यूमेंट्स में एडिट किया गया है, इसमें फेरबदल किए गए हैं। इसका जो ओरिजिनल डॉक्यूमेंट है उसमें दिल्ली पुलिस का ये कहना है कि लोगों को प्रोवोक किया गया, लोगों को उकसाया गया कि आप इस आंदोलन को तीव्र करिए, और जिसमें ये बात झलक के सामने आती है कि ये चीज़ें देश के खिलाफ एक साजिश की गई। इस वजह से इसमें देशद्रोह का मामला, सेडिशन का मामला लगाया गया है।
बहुत शुक्रिया तंसीम, हमसे जुड़ने का। हम आपके पास आते रहेंगे। I want to cut across right now to my colleague Nolan Pinto, who's joining us from Bengaluru. Nolan, a lot of voices today have come out in support of Disha Ravi. You were covering one of those protests too. Have you been in touch with Disha's family? What are you picking up from her?
Well, we did try to actually speak to her mother this morning, but what we actually encountered was this, that I think two of Disha's friends came over there and actually whisked her mother away so that she does not speak to the media or the media does not trouble her. But nevertheless, last evening, this evening, students, people from different groups, various strata of society have actually come out in support of Disha. The main issue over here in Karnataka, in Bengaluru, is this. They say that proper procedures were not followed when they actually detained and arrested her. In fact, as of now, I'm actually getting a message from one of my contacts. They have submitted a memorandum to the police and they've demanded 4 things. In fact, Preeti, they've said that they want action against the Delhi police from the Bengaluru police. They're saying that action against those Bengaluru police personnel who neglected their duty in the first place, copies of any correspondence between the Bengaluru and Delhi police on this particular case, an inquiry into this illegal detainment and the arrest. They believe that the way the Delhi police came over here, detained her, took her to Delhi, no transit remand, everything was against what the constitution and the rules in force. That is one. 2, they also ask us, this is what all the activists ask us, what is so seditious about the toolkit? Let the government come out with that, because the activists believe that she has been picked up and has been made as a victim in order to delegitimize the entire farmer issue, and also for the fact that she is an environmental activist.
All right, Nolan, stay on with me, because what's happened is, right, as a fallback of all of it, there are non-bailable warrants against 2 other activists. I want to bring in Vidya for more information on that. Vidya, over to you.
Well, there are 2 activists. One is a lawyer from Mumbai, Nikita Jacob, who has filed an anticipatory transit bail, which basically she's saying that give me 4 weeks of time, I will go to the Delhi court and then seek proper remedy, legal remedy. And she says that yes, she has been sympathizing with the farmers, but that in no way means a violation of, or anything that could actually attract sedition. Apart from that, that argument will be full throttle tomorrow in the Bombay High Court, because the Bombay High Court, has kept it for hearing tomorrow. Apart from Nikita Jacob, there is also Shantanu Muluk, who is the other person against whom NBW was issued by Delhi court yesterday. And again, he too has filed a petition in the Aurangabad bench of the Bombay High Court, because he's from Bid. And in that petition, he too is seeking relief of similar kinds. And in that, his lawyer has spoken to his lawyer, and he has said very clearly that his petition too will be heard tomorrow itself. So both these petitions will be heard tomorrow by the different benches of Bombay High Court, where both these people will be looking out for some kind of legal relief before they can actually be arrested. But according to Nikita Jacob's case, very clearly she has been saying that she has been interrogated by Delhi police. It's not just her, but also her relatives, her parents, everyone's mobile and instruments have been seized by Delhi police. She has been cooperating with them. She has given out her statement. She has also registered a counter complaint. So all those things have already been done. So why do they really need the custody now? And she has still been saying that she would cooperate with Delhi police. But just because this NBW is now issued, that is the reason why she has rushed to the court here.
Before I cut across, to what exactly is the toolkit, and why is there so much talk and controversy on whether there was anything seditious in that toolkit? I'm going to get to that, but I want to quickly go back to Tanseem for one quick question. Tanseem, जो सारे एक्टिविस्ट हैं, एक चीज बार-बार पूछी जा रही है कि दिल्ली पुलिस ने प्रोसीजर, जो ड्यू प्रोसीजर होता है, वो इस अरेस्ट में फॉलो ही नहीं किया. बहुत सारी चीजें हैं जो बताई जा रही हैं कि डिटेन गलत तरीके से किया, जो एफआईआर कॉपी होती है वो लोकल लैंग्वेज में देनी होती है वो नहीं दी. बहुत सारी चीजें हैं जो कह रहे हैं कि उन्होंने ड्यू प्रोसीजर नहीं फॉलो किया. अब क्या कहना है दिल्ली पुलिस का इसमें?
देखिए, इन सवालों का जवाब लेके दिल्ली पुलिस के जॉइंट सीपी साइबर सेल के प्रेमनाथ ने आज प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस की थी. उन्होंने ये बात साफ की कि दिल्ली पुलिस ने जितने भी एसओपीज़ हैं उनको फॉलो किया है. उन्होंने उनकी फैमिली से, उनके एडवोकेट से, सबसे वहाँ पे इस बात की जानकारी दी कि इन्होंने दिशा को डिटेन कर लिया है और उसको दिल्ली ले जाया जा रहा है और दिल्ली में कोर्ट में पेश किया गया. कोर्ट में दिल्ली सरकार की तरफ से, गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से एक वकील भी मुहैया कराया गया था पुलिस की तरफ से। ये और बात है कि उस वकील ने किसी भी तरह की कोई जिरह या अपनी बात कोर्ट में दिशा की तरफ से नहीं रखी। दिशा ने जो भी कहा खुद कोर्ट में अपनी ज़ुबानी अपनी बात कही। तो दिल्ली पुलिस अपने बचाव में उसका क्लियर कहना है कि हमने जितने भी प्रोसीजर्स हैं उनको फॉलो किया है इस पूरे मामले में, और वो कोर्ट के प्रति पूरे ईमानदारी के साथ सारे कागजात पेश किए। जहां तक डॉक्यूमेंटेशन का सवाल है, डॉक्यूमेंट्स दिल्ली पुलिस का कहना है कि कोर्ट से किसी भी वक्त, क्योंकि अब डॉक्यूमेंट सबमिट किए जा चुके हैं, एफआईआर के डिटेल्स वहां मौजूद हैं, उनके वकील जब चाहें उसको हासिल कर सकते हैं। गिरफ्तारी दिखाने के बाद, यानी फ़र्द में जब दाखिल कर दिया जाता है मुलजिम को, उसके बाद कोई भी शख्स जो वो वकील उससे जुड़ा हुआ है केस से, वो उसके कागजात हासिल कर सकता है। तो इनके दिशा के वकील भी ये कागजात किसी भी वक्त कभी भी हासिल कर सकते हैं।
तंसीम, क्या दिशा को बोला गया था कि अगर 5 दिन की पुलिस कस्टडी अगर उनको सुनवाई गई है कि वो अपना लॉयर कर लें? क्योंकि ये तो फिर अगर आप 5 दिन की कस्टडी दे रहे हैं, ये लॉयर को तो वहां पर होना ही चाहिए, और खुद अपॉइंट करने से ज्यादा क्या दिशा को फ्रीडम नहीं दी जानी चाहिए थी कि वो अपना लॉयर खुद करें?
जी बिल्कुल जाहिर है उनको ये फ्रीडम दी जानी चाहिए थी, चूँकि ये मामला कोर्ट में एक वकील पेश किया गया था, कोर्ट की तरफ से एक लीगल एड उनको दी गई थी उस दौरान कि ये वकील इनकी तरफ से पेश किया जाता है। ये और बात है कि उस वकील ने उस पर जिरह नहीं की। तो जब कस्टडी दी जा रही थी तो अब एक्टिविस्ट जो सवाल उठा रहे हैं वो कोर्ट के फैसले पर, अदालत के फैसले पर सवाल उठाए जा रहे हैं, जिस फैसले पर फ़िलहाल यहाँ पे कोई कमेंट नहीं किया जा सकता। हाँ, ये ज़रूर कहा जा सकता है कि दिल्ली पुलिस ने जब बेंगलोर से दिशा को यहाँ लेके आई तो वहाँ पे उनके वकील को इन्फॉर्म किया गया, उनकी फैमिली को इन्फॉर्म किया गया कि इनको गिरफ्तार किया जा रहा है और हम दिल्ली की कोर्ट में इनको ले जाके प्रोड्यूस करेंगे। तो ये यहाँ इस बात साबित हो जाती है कि दिशा के वकील को बेंगलोर में इस बात की जानकारी दिल्ली पुलिस ने दे दी थी कि आपके मुवक्किल को अरेस्ट किया जा रहा है और अब आप इसमें प्रोसीजर फॉलो करें। तो मुझे लगता है कि उनके वकील को वहाँ से इस प्रोसीजर को फॉलो करना चाहिए था, क्योंकि दिल्ली पुलिस लाएगी तो दिल्ली के अदालत में पेश करेगी, लेकिन उसको उन्होंने खुद फॉलो नहीं किया, मुझे ऐसा लगता है।
चलिए, बहुत शुक्रिया हमसे बात करने का। Appreciate all three of you for joining us. I want to get in a comment by Tara Krishnaswamy. She's an activist. She joins us from Bengaluru. Tara, repeatedly one thing has always been raised: is this a misuse of the sedition law? Over to you.
Yeah, I think, ordinary citizens are very worried because you have a police from a different state that swoops in. The local government is either not intimated, not involved at all. And when the police are suspicious, of course, they have a right to pursue the case and question the suspect. But here, instead of questioning, they went ahead and not only arrested her, they couldn't be bothered to question her in the state. They flew her out of state. And she's been remanded to custody, during which time she didn't have legal counsel. And we're only hearing one side of the story, the police speaking. We haven't heard Disha or her counsel's side of the story at all, as if there are no magistrates in Bengaluru. So the whole thing reeks of, and then there are charges around the toolkit, a toolkit being just, and those of us in technology know that, right? It almost feels like the country is being run by old people who have no concept of technology. A toolkit is a collection of instructions that everybody uses during campaigns. Every political party IT cell has toolkits that are used now, and no one is able to find what is so bad about that specific toolkit that they are referring to. Now, beyond that, if there are any issues and whether she is innocent or guilty needs to be determined by a court. But the way in which you proceed doesn't give too much confidence about the fact that her rights are being respected. You must remember that it is this very Disha and Fridays for Future that last year, for the Environmental Impact Assessment, EIA 2020, that the government themselves, the Environment Ministry, had put out an email address, asked for comments, and the FFF website had told people, again had a toolkit that said, if you want to respond to the EIA, here is what you send an email to. And the Environment Ministry was flooded with thousands of emails. And the Environment Minister issued a public letter asking to list the organization as a terror organization for this. So this is all very scary and unsettling for ordinary people who are simply trying to respond or promote a cause that they believe in. Clearly, that needs to be within the ambit of the law. Clearly, that needs to be peaceful. And if it is not, the police should investigate. But why would they want to, swoop in from another state, not engage the local police, not, question her locally, and not have her legal counsel present. All of this, reeks of a kind of an abuse of power, and as far as ordinary citizens are concerned, doesn't give us confidence in the due process that is being followed. This is the most worrisome part. Whether she is, innocent or guilty is for a court to determine. Nobody here can determine that. And her voice is not being heard at all. Her legal counsel's voice is not being heard. Everybody is engaging in this conversation entirely based on one side of the story. Meanwhile, you have both ministers and MPs who are tweeting, comparing her to Kasab and comparing her to Burhan Wani and terrorists with, there is no meaning to, before even a case is established, before a charge sheet is filed, before any action is taken for sitting members of parliament and assembly to start saying things like this. So all of this makes you wonder if this is a genuine case or is there a witch hunt? Because if you really have that evidence, where is the reason to go this far? Question her, make your case, and then file your case and proceed step by step. There is no reason to pounce upon her and not give her an opportunity to, sort of have a due process and legal counsel.
Okay.
That is the concern here.
All right. Appreciate you all for joining us. We are going to go into a quick break, but we're going to keep the spotlight on Disha Ravi. And now there are two other activists who have been charged with, in fact, a non-bailable warrant has been filed against them. We're going to keep getting our viewers the latest. To stay with us, up next is Rahul Kamal. Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.